Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm playing for these series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I just got through reviewing some popcorn, and boy, oh boy, am I thirsty. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my Ventana shirt. This is a new one I got recently. I actually have a few Ventana shirts now. If you're unfamiliar with the band Ventana, they're a band that's actually been around for quite a while. They're sort of an industrial metal band, incorporate certain theatrical elements into their vibe. They've changed up quite a bit since their initial run. I got into them in their early days, back when they were still rocking the gas masks and had sort of the camo fatigues. That for me, I have to admit, is still my favorite era of Ventana. But I also really like the current incarnation. They have sort of more of like an undead serial killer kind of vibe going on. It's pretty interesting. I like that too. So I'm a big fan of their stuff. I've seen them perform live a few times now. I actually have videos of some of the performances that I've attended. Those videos are on my channel, in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music is concerned, because I think they're fucking incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I just got through reviewing some popcorn from Garrett's Popcorn, specifically their Chicago pizza flavor. Ooh. Go watch that review if you're interested. And it's a nice, tasty, salty-ish snack and everything, And I was like, man, I could definitely go for a drink. So I'd already reviewed some chocolate cream soda. Watch that review too. And I was looking around. I wanted something that was nice and kind of summery. It's the summer. So I decided I would go over there and review some from the Real Co. Tea. This is their Rocket Pop flavored iced tea. Okay. Supporting our nation's heroes, all that good stuff. Wounded Warrior Project, very nice. I've reviewed some stuff from the Real Tea Co., some of their other flavors in the past, but now they have a Rocket Pop flavor, and everybody has a Rocket Pop flavor now, so yes. So let's get a thing for the thing. I like the can; it looks nice on it. Let's give it a go. Oh, let's just find out how Rocket Pop flavored you are. Someone cracked the code on that flavor 4 or 5 years ago, and everybody has it now. Okay, yeah, there's a noticeable scent. Okay. Yeah, okay, you know what? Sure. I have had far worse interpretations of the Rocket Pop flavor. Because here's the thing, when you're doing the Rocket Pop flavor, you're typically trying to do one or two things. You're either trying to go over there and emulate all the flavors of the Rocket Pop, right? So you got the cherry, you got the lemon or the lime, depending on who the fuck you talk to, and you got the blue raspberry, right? Or you're trying to emulate all those flavors mixed together. Like if the Rocket Pop melted. And I've seen different companies do it differently. This one is definitely trying to do the different flavors. I definitely got different hits from it as I was going along. There's definitely a distinct raspberry flavor. And the thing is, thinking on it, it honestly makes sense because, raspberry iced tea is a thing. Lemon, citrus, iced tea is obviously a thing. About the only thing that's maybe a little bit non-traditional would be a cherry flavor, which now that I'm thinking on it is kind of surprising. You would think there would be cherry iced tea, at least as a regular staple. So you definitely do get very distinct raspberry flavor, and it has a nice dryness to it, which I actually like. And then you get sort of a little bit of a citrusy vibe. You get a little bit of tanginess. Then kind of at the end, it sort of relents a little bit. You get a little bit more of that sweetness. I don't know if I'd say cherry exactly, but like a fruity kind of sweetness. So like, sure, I'll give it to them. Pretty nice. Like I said, it drinks really nice. The tea element is still there. You definitely do get a tea flavor. It's kind of underneath everything, though. You taste it mostly near the end when the other flavors have started to fade out. I will say the tea aspect is probably my least favorite aspect of the flavors, but it's not abrasive or anything like that. It's not like shoehorning its way into things. It's just they built on top of that. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. Again, I think it's honestly a pretty smart idea. When you break it down, a lot of these, well, at least 2/3 of these things, are stuff that already exists in one form or another. So why not just, yeah, that's nice. And it's zero sugar too. So what are you flavored with, or what are you sweetened with, though? Real sweetener. Oh, okay, okay. It actually does have a thing. Allulose. I have no idea what that is. Stevia leaf extract. Stevia. Okay. Monk fruit extract. Okay. So like they didn't just use one sweetener. They used kind of a variety. That's their real sweetener. Okay. Interesting. All right. I mean, it doesn't taste overly zero sugary. So good on it. At the same time, it's not overly sweet. Again, I like the dryness that I get from it. Okay. Two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes. I think sure. I don't know that it would go over there and like supplant some of my personal favorite canned teas. I like peace tea. Hell, I even like Arizona. But I like that, they did this version of it. Obviously, Arizona did do their own version as well. I reviewed that, by the way. You can look up that review. I gotta self-promote, folks. That's the only way this channel works. But honestly, again, I think that they did a really good job of going over there and putting those flavors forward and making it work with the tea aspect. It's nice to drink. I think, again, it hits really nice in a summer type capacity. I mean, I'm down with that. I like that. I think that's a nice drink. It's not holy shit amazing, but that's something where, like, you know what? Yeah, every now and again I could see myself picking up one of those. If I'm recommending it, though. Like I said, I mean, I don't think it's anything. It's not the greatest thing ever. I don't think it's, mankind's greatest invention, but I do think that it's one of the better Rocket Pop flavored things that I've run into. And in terms of just being a nice tasting tea, I think it works well. So, I think if you run into it, give it a shot. Plus it's got the whole Wounded Warrior thing. How much of that goes to that? I mean, I don't, there's obviously all kinds of stuff when it comes to any type of charity or whatever. It's such a crapshoot, man. It should be, and I'm not saying that the real Tico is part of that or anything like that or whatever. I'm not, casting any aspersions on them. Just oh boy, does that bum me out, But overall, it seems like a nice product and it tastes good, and so plus it's zero sugar. So if that's something it's nice. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there have themselves a truly Rocket Pop-tastic rest of your life. I guess, man, because, again, everybody's doing the Rocket Pop thing. Fucking, what was it? Mountain Dew, they just re-released theirs, so, sure. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. There we go. My brain just went burp, burp. Folks, Life can be just stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your favorite Rocket Pop flavored thing that's come out since this whole thing? I think for me, probably the one that nailed it the best still was the first one that I tried, which was the Faygo. Which surprised the hell out of me, because, like, I'm not that big into Faygo, but, like, you know, sometimes they really fucking knock it out of the park, and I think that's still my personal favorite. But there have been some other really good ones. But let me know your opinion.